What's going on, guys? Chuck here with today's awesome Blu-ray purchase. And what I got here primarily is the first of my two Severin shipments. This one being pretty much most of the Black Friday pre-orders I did, along with a few I added after and a couple actually before. So actually, most of these might be pre-orders prior to and after Black Friday, more than actually on Black Friday. They were all shipped together, so a lot of it's a blur. There is a few things, it's like two things actually, that are still, actually should be coming, at least one of those I would think should be coming soon, but I'll get to that later. But it's primarily, like I said, the Severin shipment I got, and also a few extra things. So let's start with a few extra things. Today, I did pick up Blu-ray, was released today, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, this is, I did not actually get a chance to see this in the theater. I really wanted to, but unfortunately, things happen. It's hard to get a chance to go see it. But, so I just checked it out. I actually just finished watching it. And I must say, I really enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot of definite nostalgia for the original Ghostbusters. I thought, it really, I really felt it captured the feeling of a Ghostbusters film, but at the same time felt modern, if that makes any sense. I mean, the use of the practical effects and doing a lot of the things it did to make those effects match up with a film going back, 30 plus years is impressive, and it's to make it still look relevant. A lot of times you'll see films that are, newer, supposed to be sequels to films that were so far back, and they look like day and night with their tone and the visual feel of them. And I really think this one did a good job of capturing the feel of the 80s Ghostbusters film. I love the characters. I love the connections with the original cast and how they're played into it. A lot of it, you could say, is almost kind of, in some ways, almost a retelling of the original film, but with a bit of a twist. I thought it had a lot of heart. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's probably playing more to nostalgia and the heartstrings of Ghostbusters fans, but you know what? I'm a sucker for it. I absolutely loved it. So, yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Nothing really fancy with this Blu-ray, just pretty much slipcover, same thing. What was really neat, I liked about this, is you have the little Stay Puft guys kind of wreaking havoc throughout the disc. And if you look on the back here, I had noticed that the credits here were crooked. I didn't catch this at first. I was kind of, well, what's kind of weird? Then I noticed that it was a printing error. That these little guys here are tilting everything. So that's a nice little touch. These guys up here, taking out names or adding the names, words on the back there, and down here on the bottom. That's a cute little touch. I really like that a lot. So, yeah, this was pre-ordered on Amazon, just arrived today. Again, I really enjoyed it. I think if you're a fan of the original Ghostbusters, this is a worthy follow-up reboot, if you will. I'm curious to see where they go from here. They definitely left it open for, to go one or two ways, honestly. So I'm curious to see if there is a follow-up to that. I really hope there is, because I like this to continue seeing what happens with these characters. Full disclosure, I did not see the all-female Ghostbusters film. Not for any reasons that, the internet has against it. Excuse me. I just never got around to seeing it. I'm not opposed to checking it out and giving it a chance, because all that cast of women in that film, I really like all of them. I think they're all great actresses. I will admit that the tone from what I saw in the trailer, that's all I've seen is the trailers, was almost a little too much on the comedy side. Which I think was really good about the first Ghostbusters, where it was definitely comedy, but there was some sense of seriousness to it. The threat they faced was something very serious, and the same thing can be said about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Again, the trailer that I saw for the other Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters. I can't remember what year that was. The female Ghostbusters film. It seemed almost a little too campy and over the top in the comedy. So, but again, I have not seen it, so I really can't give it a fair shake without seeing that. But if you like those Ghostbusters, definitely check out Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, the other non-Severin pickup I got was also an Amazon purchase. This is one I did own, so this is kind of an upgrade, and that is Lucio Fulci's House by the Cemetery, the 3-disc limited edition. I was looking around because I do have the original Blu-ray with single disc. Nothing. I think there's a couple of special features on it. There's a few new ones on here. And I just was looking around. I saw this. I think they actually might be putting it on 4K from Blue Underground also. As most of their titles are re-releasing a 4K. But I went for the cheaper version. Again, as I said before, I don't have a 4K player. Now, I've been buying 4K titles, for possible upgrade in the future, I guess. But in this case, I just went with this. Plus, I like the fact this was the 3-disc set. And like I said, there's a couple of features. This is a great presentation. This is a nice lenticular cover here. I don't know if you can really tell. It's a 3D image, and it really sticks out well. Again, not a new release. This has been out for a while. I was able to find it on Amazon, fairly good price, and a new. You got your reverse art, which I really like. Nice little book up. I want to say book and write up at the same time, so I'm saying book up. I'm creating my own language, folks. This nice booklet with a write up by Michael Gingold, and you've got, of course, the Blu-ray. Let's see. Your disc with extras, yeah, and then Blu-ray disc with extras, and you've got the CD soundtrack. And the back of the booklet actually has the sound or the listing for the film, which is really nice. So it's your chapter list, and this is one again. So it's I think it goes without saying, a Lucio Fulci film. I'm not quite sure what's going on. There's a lot to unpack in this one. But it's definitely got the gore. It's got some good creepy atmosphere. This is one I was fortunate a couple years ago to go with my son to see at the drive-in that was playing. Now, well, I saw it. He fell asleep. It was the third feature of the night. He was out. But it was fun to see that on a drive-in screen. But yeah, it's a little twisty, which is most of my experience with the few Lucio Fulci films I've seen, which probably I'm sure not a whole lot. I'm still exploring the Italian cinema, as I'm not well versed in it. But I've seen obviously this, The Beyond, Zombie. I'm looking to pick up. What is it? City of the Living Dead. If memory serves, I believe it's Fulci. Again, I'm still. Bear with me. Don't send me hate comments. I'm still, I'm getting in, just trying to work my way through the Italian horror films. As it's still fairly, I'm well versed and knowing about them, seeing them, I'm working my way through it. But also. I remember, I believe it's the annoying little boy, Bob. I hope I remember that right, because I've only seen it one time. But yeah, he was. It was not necessarily the little kid actor, but I think that the dubbing stuff for him was not very good. So yeah, so that was my other pickup. Again, that got that off of Amazon. I don't believe that version is available through Blue Underground. I think I was trying to. I went through Diabolic Video, Blue Underground. Diabolic Video has them listed. They're all saying out of print, or not out of print, but out of stock. And then I just happened to look through Amazon, found it. There you have it. So now on to the meat and potatoes of this video. That being the Severin pickups. First off, let's start with some good old-fashioned animal exploitation, if that's the right word. Let's get with Grizzly. I actually checked this one out yesterday for the first time, and this is fun. It is. It's first of all, let's just get this out of the way. This shadows here. This is clearly Jaws ripoff. I mean, the story flows so much like Jaws. Even the three main characters are reminiscent of Quint, Brody, and Hooper. I mean, to the point where you even have one of them wearing a denim jacket similar to Hooper, and even has the little hat. So, I mean, they're not even kidding. I mean, I think the tagline in the trailer was something like the biggest Jaws on land or Grizzly, and so it's there. It's clear, but it was. That being said, it was a lot of fun. It was it's rated PG, which amazed me because there is some serious gore. No nudity, but I mean, you got arms ripping off. There's like kid maul, a lot of things. So it's 1970s. PG is a lot more tame, or no, not more tame, a lot more intense. This definitely would have been rated R here at this time. But no, it's PG. And another thing that got me is it really. At first, I was watching it. It felt more like a TV movie. Something about just the way, everything about it, the way it was filmed, how it looked. I mean, obviously, opening has a great helicopter shot. It's got some good cinematography, but still, it just feels like a 70s, early 80s TV movie, and that was kind of strange. But then you have people's arms being ripped off. And you get this big giant bear, but it's great. And then the ending is amazing. That's all I'll say. I had a big smile on my face at the end of this film. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. So there's the back cover on that. This little slip cover. And this is tight too. These slip covers on these. Wow. So there you go. Yeah, some nice, good special features on here. Check those out. Inside, just your basic Blu-ray. Nothing fancy, no reversible slip. But yeah, so Grizzly. Next up, keeping with the animal exploitation film, is the follow-up to Grizzly, done by the same director and the producers. Not a sequel, because I believe there is a Grizzly 2. But this was kind of following the same vein, and that is Day of the Animals. I have not had a chance to check this one out yet, but if it's anything like Grizzly, I can't wait to check this one out. But you see, I love that the set is very reminiscent of the Grizzly slipcover in the set, because it makes them feel like good companion pieces. Again, another very tight slipcover. And there's this great artwork. It's almost like, the Crazies versus Day of the Animals. There's all your special features. Again, same thing, just a basic Blu-ray. So there you have Grizzly and Day of the Animals. This, to me, has got to be one heck of a double feature for an animal. Make for a great animal exploitation a-thon. You could throw in stuff like, I don't know, Piranha, Food of the Gods. What's another good one? I know there's a few. Matter of fact, Screen Factory is releasing Alligator, I think, later this month. In Alligator 2. So there you go. And I think I just saw Kino Lorber is going to release Tentacles. I mean, we got all kinds of animals going crazy. So yeah, this is makes for a good, fun animals gone wild night. Definitely worth checking out. Now, next up, this was kind of a interesting, and actually this we get to the Video Nasty portion of these Severin titles. And this next one was interesting in that when I purchased it, there was an option to on the site to buy the disc by itself, or actually, so you buy the disc with slipcover. Excuse me, buy the disc by itself, or buy the slipcover by itself. However, buying the disc with slipcover, it was marked as out of stock, but you could buy the disc, was available. The slipcover was available. The slipcover and disc together, out of stock. I'm not sure how it worked. So I went and picked up Bloody Moon. This, I want to say this is, Jess Franco film. This is another one I got to see at the drive-in. This past summer, actually. And this is a interesting film. It's like, I can tell it's influenced a lot of the from American slasher films at the time. I feel that's what it's in some ways it's trying to be, but with a little more foreign flavor. I can't remember. I know I don't know if it's Spanish or Italian. I want to say Spanish, but either way, it's got this mentality, or that. That's what I'm looking for. That feel. It has the feel of I want to be an American slash film, but there's a little more going on to it, a little more weirdness, more incest, or implied incest. I don't know, but it definitely has the TNA and the gore. The gore is really good, and then there's just some good creep factor, and it definitely feels sleazy. So there's that. Blu-ray itself was fairly plain. Here's your features on that. I'm not sure if this is really anything too new. Probably not, as far as new releases go. Now, the slipcover. Let's see. Let me just do. You know what? Let's put the slipcover on here. I wasn't showing them separate, but this is easier to do this way. Okay. So, here is the slipcover that came with it. And you can see it's a little revealing. I don't want to show it fingerless for obvious reasons. And the image is actually on the spine as well. So that's why I didn't show you the slipcover separate. Interesting image to go with for the slipcover. Definitely stands out. In the back image, I'm not going to show you either. But let's just say it's a guy in a Mickey Mouse mask with a young co-ed doing things that many would not approve of. Again, interesting images to go with for a slipcover, but that is a slipcover for Bloody Moon. I'm not sure of all images. I mean, I don't know, that may have been a poster. I don't know. There is a star covering it up, the nipple, but I don't want to take any chances. So there's that. I think now going on the site now that you can buy the Blu-ray and the slipcover together as opposed to separately. So next up is Delirium, another Video Nasty. Not seen this one yet. Looking forward to checking this one out. I've heard quite a few things about this one as well. Here's your back cover for that. Absolutely brutal. This slipcover is a lot easier to come out than the Day of the Animals and Grizzly. So here's the artwork for there. Your back cover. good features on here. Actually, not too many on here, but you just got interview with the director and the special effects on the trail. So not a whole lot on here. But this is, again, the fact that this is on Blu-ray and getting this kind of treatment is probably its own reward for films like this. You know, that's the big thing about the video nasties, and that a lot of those films that Leslie just said before are more, their whole reason for being well known is just for being on that list. A lot of them not very good. The fact they're even considered obscene as is basically someone thinking they're giving them more merit than what they really have. But at the same time, it's a movie, so I made a movie. That's a great thing. And, you know, they have a form of notoriety for being what they are. Obviously, collectors love them. I'm no stranger to that. There are a lot of diehard collectors who even collect those video nasties on VHS, and that is amazing. That's probably the true way to have the video nasties on the VHS. But those are very hard to come by. But it's still nice that these are still getting a life, you know, with companies, especially specifically Severin. I know they really, what's I'm looking for, specialize, I guess, in getting these video nasty titles and doing really good releases with them. Again, a film like Delirium, I've heard hit and miss things about, probably would have been forgotten about if not for Severin releasing. I mean, he's nice, you know, putting this on Blu-ray, and along with several other titles. So that's great that these are being preserved. In any kind of movie, no matter what it is, deserves to be preserved in some way, except maybe Freddy Got Fingered. But now, for the two heavy hitters on this, which ones I pre-ordered right away, and that is, first one, Night of the Demon. Yeah, this is another infamous video nasty. You know, a Bigfoot video nasty, if you will. There's the back of the slipcover. There's your artwork. And again, this I believe came with a bigger bundle, probably the novelization. I thought I just went for the Blu-ray. I didn't need the whole big bundle, but this has got like a 2-disc, you know, special edition, which is amazing that this got this kind of release. Here's your disc. So this is really cool. And this is actually, for me, an upgrade as well. And I actually have a DVD of Night of the Demon. I'll show it to you real quick. So the DVD version I have is this Code Red release, which doesn't have much in the way of special features on it. Basically, you have like a music video and Code Red trailers. However, the one thing that makes it stand out apart from the Severin release is that, take a look at the back cover. Yep, for wrestling fans out there, that is, if I can get a focus on here, Maria Kanellis, right there. She is hosting this film on this DVD, much like an Elvira in that sense. She's introducing the film. She's coming in the middle of it, doing little bits, and has, you know, an outro for the film. So the other feature on here is Maria's new music video Fantasy. So it's basically more of a promotion for her than the film itself. And I guess Code Red actually had a couple DVDs where she was hosting. And I don't know if it was strictly a home video thing or if she was done it on cable or whatever the case may be. I'm thinking strictly home video. Actually, I believe I actually have another release of hers doing the same thing, and that was Mardi Gras Massacre. So it's kind of interesting. What's also cool, here, I'll look at Maria some more. What's also interesting is that my Code Red did something similar with their recent Blu-ray release of Savage Streets, as it has a version you can watch it with an intro and outro by Katie Burchell, I believe, a former wrestler as well, and she's kind of doing the same thing. You know, she's not. I don't think she's coming in the middle of the movie. It's basically just filmed prior, before, and after, and it's like kind of a separate thing. I think it's not the full, like her hosting the film, because basically you can watch the film with or without those little snippets. And I think from what I could tell on that, she actually has several films she's done that way. So maybe this is a thing where, you know, former female wrestling talents are hosting horror films. I'm all for it. It's cool. So, again, the Severin Night of the Demon, which is packed with plenty more special features than this DVD. But the DVD, again, has this unique hosting with Maria, so I'll probably hold on to that. But this is really nice. Definitely good. Really good pickup from Severin. Finally on the list, and I'm all over the place, I do apologize. One day I'll get smart and script this or something. The big 3-disc set I picked up from Severin is one, I've been wanting to see for a long time. I've heard about it and, you know, knew the trailer. Obviously, it's I don't know if it's really infamous or not, but I know it's a very much along the lines of Last House on the Left. So much so that it stars David Hess, and that is House on the Edge of the Park. It involves house in the title. Some reason this is one of those nasty that always stuck out to me when I hear about it or see the trailer. It's like, I really want to check that one out. Maybe it means I'm twisted. I don't know. But it's one of, just again, it grabbed my attention. And maybe because it stars David Hess. And, you know, he is very, he's got a very menacing presence. I mean, obviously it shows in Last House on the Left. You know, for everything, the feeling you have in that film, you know, the griminess to just everything about that. But he really comes across on the screen. I mean, he's terrifying. He's got an evil charisma about him. And I've only seen him in a hand. This is probably like the third film I get to see him, because I've not seen this yet, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. Being Last House on the Left and Swamp Thing. 2 Wes Craven films, so obviously Wes liked them. And he was a little more, not quite as sinister in Swamp Thing, which is, and obviously this is more along the lines of his performance in Last House on the Left, which he plays well. But from my understanding, is the opposite of what David Hess was in. You know, pretty nice guy, a very talented guy, talented musician as well. But I have to look out, see if maybe he ever did any comedic roles, because I'd be really interested to see. You know, I mean, he has a little bit of light comedy or lightheartedness in Swamp Thing, but not too much. He still plays, you know, creepy and menacing, because that's just. I mean, he's probably typecast, or he was probably typecast in that way. But I would like to see if he ever did like a straight up, you know, silly. You know, slapsticky or something, some kind of comedy role. It'd be interesting to see. Another thing I always like, or it sticks out to me about David Hess, is that my best friend is named David Hess. I think I've mentioned this before. Now his name is spelled differently, as there's an E at the end of his name, as opposed to this David Hess is just H-E-S-S, where my friend is H-E-S-S-E. But yeah, I always found that quite fascinating. My friend doesn't, but you know, what can you do? So anyways, this was the 3-disc set. The minute that I saw it was, you know, up for order from Severin, I pre-ordered it day one. I'm still going to really want to get it, like I said, and really nice treatment they put out for this. Because I think I've been trying to get like a DVD or Blu-ray for it, but it's been out of print for so long. So it was nice to get this release. And this imagery right here, I love this. That's one of the things that really caught my attention. Besides the trailer or what it's about, but that's just a great poster. I really like that. Here's your back with All your special features on here. And actually, I got to check. And my eyes are so bad. I'll tell you in here in a minute, because I think, yeah, okay, I'll go back to this in a minute. But you've got, this is a 3 disc set, like I said, you've got the Blu-ray, the film, then you've got Dear Owl Holocaust, which is a great, or it's been a nice documentary about Ruggero Deodato and his filmography. So I'm looking forward to really checking that one out. And then you have the soundtrack. The soundtrack right here. And then you got a little like postcard, which not only postcard but a little insert. I guess it has the track listing for the CD. And again, this was another one that had like a huge, I think some other bundle you could have got with more accoutrement, if you will. But I just was happy with just getting the Blu-ray disc. Again, this is a beautiful slipcover, nice set, you know, great 3 disc set. And I'm really excited to get this and check it out. Now, so I'm actually got backtrack because I totally overlooked this and I forgot. And you double check, make sure, yeah. That the Back to the Night of Demon Blu-ray. One of the features on here, which I had to point out, is the documentary Band That Sadist videos regarding talking about the video nasties, like a history of them. And I pointed out because this marks the 3rd time that I've gotten a film, or that the Band That Sadist video has been a special feature on a disc I've purchased. The first one was House on Straw Hill, which was also a Severin release years ago. The second one was recently on the Vinegar Syndrome special limited edition of Censor. And that also included it was like a video diary, which, again, my eyes are so bad. I do apologize. Oh my goodness. My Nasty Memories. First, it's black on black, or black on blue, and it's very hard to read, small print. But my Nasty Memory, which is basically a video diary on from the director of Band of Sadist videos. Which, watching that, like I said, that video diary is on Censor from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's on here as well. And watching that, I realized that the director of Band of Sadist videos was also the owner of Severin Films, which, you know, he talks about his love for the video nasties and all that, and he makes a point to mention that, you know, why Severin is really tries to pick up as many video nasties as they possibly can. So I thought that was kind of interesting. What's also on here is Band of Sadist videos Part 2, which I didn't know there was a Part 2, and that's the only time, or that I recall, the only version that I have, or disc I have that has that on here. But I thought it interesting that it's been released as a special feature on 3 different films. House on Straw Hill and this Night of the Demon, I kind of understand, especially when you find out that the director of those Band of Sadist videos is the owner of Severin. It makes sense because, you know, they're Severin films. I was kind of surprised, though, that to find that special feature was also on Censor, being from Vinegar Syndrome. But that being said, I also kind of understand in the sense that the topic or subject matter or plot, if you will, of Censor kind of involves the video nasty era. And so it kind of makes sense to be on there. But it is fun and interesting that that special feature keeps popping up in other releases. So I've gone on long enough. That is it for this awesome Blu-ray purchase. And for my first Severin order shipment, I do have another one that's still processing, and that is the Caligula bundle, along with Don't Go in the House. And as far as I know, Don't Go in the House, I believe, should have already been released, but mine is still processing. Maybe because it's bundling with the Caligula, I'm not sure, because there are 2 separate orders. I'm still waiting to see what happens with that. But right now, they're still processing. So yeah. Let's see. I just picked up Arrow's having a big box sale, so I did grab something from that. I'll show you here soon. And I got a few other things coming down the pipe I'm looking forward to. And just today, Screen Factory put out an announcement that they're releasing a Cursed in a special collector's edition. There was a few other films. That was like the big one. Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, both being released in 4K collector's editions. So very excited to check those out, pick those up. Kino Lorber had a couple. They just recently put out the pre-order for their New Year's Evil and a couple other films. So it's been pretty exciting here with some of these announcements. I know I've been putting in pre-orders as quickly as possible. The wallet is getting thinner and thinner. The wallet's getting thinner and thinner, and the shelves are running out of space. We're making do. So that is it for now. If you like this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Have you picked up any of these? Have you seen any of these? What are your thoughts on any of these films? Have you checked out Night of the Demon? Have you seen the Maria Canales version or anything like? What are your thoughts on that altogether? How about House in the Edges Park? Anything? Let me know. So, with that said, this is Chuck saying, until next time, I'll see you next time.